Pat Robertson is going to give advice to a kid that isn't quite sure he respects his parents. Let's see how he handles this.
Well, we want to take some time to answer your email questions in our Bring It On segment today. Pat, this first one is from a viewer who says, I know we have to honor our parents, but my mother is a Wiccan. How can I honor her for that?
That's a very good question. You know, I really believe, I want to be very careful of this, but I think if a parent goes into witchcraft, goes into unlawful behavior, they're trying to get their child to sell drugs, for example, or they want to get their daughter to engage in prostitution, you name it, whatever they're doing, I think they've lost their authority before the Lord, and I think they no longer are in that position deserving honor. Now, I don't want to overstate it, but we're to give weight to the fact that we were born by them, we came because of them, but if a mother is a Wiccan, you don't have to go into witchcraft on account of her, and you don't have to honor that.
So don't honor your parents if they're Wiccans. Now, for those of you who don't know, I had to look it up too, to be completely honest. It's an offshoot of paganism. That's basically what it is. It's just a different religion. So should kids also not honor their parents unless they're Christian? Because that's basically what he's saying. Well, look, it's a different religion. We're Christians. We don't believe in other religions. So yes, if your parent is Muslim and you're a Christian, well, disregard them. If they're Wiccan, disregard them. If they're Scientologists, well, we don't agree with that. Disregard them. You don't have to honor them if they don't fall in line with your ideology and your Christian beliefs. Well, wait a second. There wouldn't happen to be a part of the Bible that discusses this and gives us concrete answers, would there be? Whoops. Fifth commandment, honor thy mother and father. It doesn't say, honor thy mother and father except if they're Wiccan. And it doesn't say, honor thy mother and father except if they're not Christian. It doesn't say, except anything. Now, I agree with Pat when he says, well, if they're, they're assaulting you or molesting you or they're criminals or they actually do something that the actions are unbecoming of worthy of honor, well, then, yes, I agree with that. But we're not talking about what I believe right here. We're not talking about what he believes either. We're talking about what the book that he supposedly believes in says, and the fifth commandment. It's not even like, hey, some, random part buried deep in Paul. No, that sounded strangely sexual when I meant to say the book of Paul, the gospel of Paul. You know what I'm saying. But it's the fifth commandment. It's a commandment. Honor thy mother and father. But that shows you Pat Robertson is one of these guys, just like the rest of them, they just make it up as they go along. Whatever they personally believe and whatever their own biases and prejudices are, they pretend like the Almighty is on their side. It is the old school kind of snake oil salesman religious preacher. But Pat, we live in the age of the internet. We could look these things up. We could do a quick Google search. We could read the Bible. We can actually fact check you as you go along. And of course, anybody who's listened to Pat Robertson for more than 7 seconds knows fact checking is the enemy of Pat Robertson.